I know that oven and stovetop will be in use during the holidays, so I'm going to show you how to put your slow cooker and Instant Pot to use, okay? So I'm going to show you these two recipes that are very similar for candied yams, one in the slow cooker and one in the Instant Pot. They are both throwback videos. I combined two of them to make one for your convenience. So let's get relaxed and enjoy the videos. Hey friends, it's Rosie from iHeartRecipes.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how I make my southern candied yams in the slow cooker. This is so easy, highly requested. The recipe has been on my blog for quite some time, so I decided to pair it with a tutorial. So we're going to get started off with our yams. I have my red garnet yams here. I'm going to peel all the skin off. And once I'm done peeling the yams, I'm going to chop them up in small pieces. And you know, it really doesn't matter what shape that you chop them in, you know, as long as they are all even so everything can cook evenly, you should be good to go. Once the yams are nicely chopped, we're going to grab our slow cooker. I'm actually using a 6-quart slow cooker, and I have it lined with my slow cooker liner. And now we can start adding in our yams. Now, once the yams are in there, we can start adding in our other yummy ingredients. FYI, you can certainly double this recipe without a problem. Just add 30 more minutes to the cooking time. And if you double this recipe, it will fit in the 6-quart slow cooker still. So now everything's in there, or the yams are in there. I just poured in some cool water. And now I'm going to sprinkle in some ground nutmeg as well as some ground cinnamon. Next, I'm going to grab some granulated white sugar, and we're going to sprinkle that in. And then we're going to start adding in our brown sugar. Now, you can use dark or light brown sugar. To be honest with you, it really doesn't matter. Use whichever you prefer. I'm going to add in a nice amount of vanilla extract. FYI, the exact measurements for this recipe can be found on my blog, iHeartRecipes.com. Now, let's sprinkle in some cornstarch. Now, the cornstarch is going to thicken up everything while it cooks, so the yams and the water and everything else will form a nice, thick syrup that you are going to love, y'all. It's really good. So now stir everything, make sure it's well combined. And once it is, we are going to grab some butter, okay? And I'm using salted butter, but you can use unsalted. And once that's in there, grab your lid to your slow cooker, set it on low, and now you are ready to let this cook for 3 hours. And again, you can certainly double this without a problem. And this is the finished look. Perfect every time. It's foolproof. You cannot go wrong with these slow cooker candy yams. And look at the syrup, y'all. It is amazing. I want to thank you all for watching. I do appreciate it. Don't forget to head over to my blog, iHeartRecipes.com, for the exact measurements. Hey everybody, it's Rosie from iHeartRecipes.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make my candied yams in the Instant Pot. This recipe itself will be extremely similar to the one that I already have up. I have so many of them. So I have one in the slow cooker, 2 in the oven. So I have my soul food style candy yams, which everyone seems to love. I also have the baked yams with the marshmallows, and I have stovetop. Okay, so it's just about time, or should I say, it's only right that I make it in my Instant Pot. So what we're going to need is these yams. And I use the red flesh ones. I think they're called garnet yams in the store. And I'm just going to use, what do we have here? 5. I have about 5 medium size, I'll say medium size yams. So what we're going to start off doing is we're going to peel them. Let me move these out of the way. One just fell off, that's okay. This is really easy, y'all. So, you know, during the holidays, you're going to have that turkey in the oven or on the stove or on the grill. Y'all, did you see my smoked turkey? Make sure you watch the video. But anyway, the oven is going to be occupied, okay? You have a lot of things that you are going to be putting in that oven. That slow cooker is probably going to be occupied too, as well as a stovetop. I mean, come on. You got the greens, the green beans, you got the ham hocks, everything, y'all. So let's put our Instant Pots to use this year. And I'll have some more Instant Pot, you know, holiday recipes coming up, but we are definitely starting off with this one. But it's so easy to use. You know, an Instant Pot, if you don't have an Instant Pot, you have a different brand, you can, you know, use whatever pressure cooker you have. And the ingredients that I am using for this recipe can be found at your local grocery store. Now, if it's hard for you to find, I will be using ground ginger, and I also will be using ground clove. I actually usually get those from my Dollar Tree. If you cannot find it there, just go to your local grocery store and ask someone there to help you locate them. They should definitely be in the baking aisle. Ground cinnamon, ground nutmeg will be used as well, but those are really easy to find. And vanilla. Now, previously, in most of my videos, I always tell you guys to use pure vanilla extract. However, I am aware that not everybody wants to pay that much because the price has went up for vanilla extract. So, if you want to use imitation, go ahead and do so. You know, I don't want you guys trying to break your bank trying to use specific ingredients. If that's cheaper for you and, you know, more affordable, I want you to do that. Okay? So that's your pass. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, since we peeled them, actually I think I can peel it a little better on some of these. Okay, so now we are going to chop the yams. I never really use the little pointy end parts, but if you want to, you can. So I'm just going to cut them, nothing special, just little pieces like this. And try to make sure, or try to cut them in even, or, you know, try to cut them in even pieces so everything cooks evenly. And once I'm done cutting them, I'm going to place them in my strainer because we will need to rinse them. Okay. But yeah, I love yams, but y'all probably know that already because I have so many yam recipes and I make yams different ways. I have one, well, I have this one that I'm making now, and I have, sometimes I like to make it with marshmallows, sometimes I don't like to add ginger. It really depends on the occasion. But during the holidays, I love to add clove and ginger. And sometimes I like to make a syrup with pineapple juice. So if you all are interested in the brown sugar pineapple yams, let me know down below in the comment section, and I will try my best to upload that one as well. So, just toss this over here. But like I was saying, yams are definitely my favorite holiday side dish. Well, one of my favorites. I love a lot of different things, but yams is definitely top 3. What's your all's favorite side dish? Do you have a favorite side dish? Like, what is a side dish that your mama or your grandmama makes during the holidays that you must have every year? Now, if I have to think of something that my mom made every holiday that I had to have, it would have to be cornbread dressing, because my mom didn't make yams, and I think that's why I like to make yams all the time and why I like it so much. But my Aunt Misha used to make, and she still does, she made some good old yams when I was a little boy. I haven't had her yams in a while, but I'm sure they're still banging. We cut up all the yams, and now what we need to do is rinse them. We want these nice and clean before we toss them in the pot. And yeah, let me go clean these yams and I will be right back. Okay, so let's talk about my Instant Pot that I have. A lot of people always ask, what kind of Instant Pot do you have? I have this one, if you guys can see. So this is just the regular old Instant Pot. I have a 6-quart. Okay, so we have this. I'm just going to start tossing these in. Put them all in. Let me stop being fancy. I'm just going to throw it in like that. Put this to the side. So we have all the yams in there. Load it up. So the first thing we want to do is add butter. I'm using salted butter, but if you want to use, let me move it to the side so y'all can see. If you want to use unsalted, you can. I just like a little hint of salty to my yams. I don't always use salted butter, but it is my preference. So, I'm gonna toss this in here. Okay. And now I'm going to add in a nice amount of vanilla extract. Remember, if you don't want to spend all that money on, you know, pure vanilla extract, you can use imitation. I don't want y'all breaking the bank just to make one of my recipes, okay? So I'm using clear vanilla, but you can use dark vanilla. It doesn't matter, you just want that taste. I put our vanilla in there, and then I'm going to start adding in a mixture of clove and ground ginger. If you're not a fan of either, you can skip out on those, but I love it. Like, yeah, I love it. So we have our butter, clove, ginger, and vanilla in here. Now we're going to start adding in our cinnamon. Actually, I'm going to add the nutmeg first. Ground nutmeg. This is a brand new one. I don't want to open up a brand new one. It's a big one too. Let me see. I think I found my other nutmeg. I did. Good, I didn't have to open up a new one. Okay, so. Ooh. Okay. Don't forget the exact measurements for this recipe can be found on my blog, iHeartRecipes.com. So make sure that you do go there to print it out. Okay, and don't wait till the last minute, y'all. Give this recipe a couple of runs before the holidays. Make sure you like it made in the Instant Pot. You might like it in the slow cooker. You might like it on the stove top. You might like it baked better. So make sure you give each recipe a try, a test run, before the actual holidays, okay? So I'm going to add in our nutmeg. I love nutmeg. Whenever, like most of the time, if you see me add cinnamon, please believe there will be nutmeg as well. And now I'm going to add my cinnamon. I have so much cinnamon. I like to be, I'm like really heavy with the cinnamon. If you want to use less, you can, but no, I'm not going to. I love my cinnamon. Okay, so we have those ingredients in there. Now we're going to start adding in our sugars. So I'm going to use white sugar and brown sugar. One sec. This recipe does have a lot of sugar. So if you freak out with the amounts of sugar that I'm using, this recipe is not for you. So white sugar. I don't use, what is it? I don't use corn syrup nor maple. I think the combination that I use is just fine. I don't think it needs anything else. Y'all go ahead and test it and let me know what y'all think, but I don't think it needs all that. Now, if you want a nice thick syrup, I personally, I'm cool. I don't need it too thick, but if you want a nice thick syrup, I'll leave on my blog how much cornstarch to add to this mixture. I'm not going to add any because I don't want any. So you just want to mix everything. I'm just using a regular spoon, trying not to scratch the inside of my Instant Pot. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the same bowl that I have my clove and ginger in, and I'm going to add a little water in here, okay? So let's pour in that water. Let me close that. That irritates me. I don't know why. I'm like always leaving those open. Okay. I think we're good to go. So let me grab my Instant Pot. First, I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way. Okay. So I'm going to put this in here. Guess I'll plug it up now. We're going to put the lid on. And I want to make sure that it is in the middle, okay? You don't want it to be on the vent. Make sure it's in the middle. Make sure everything is nice and secure. And now, since we know it is, we are going to turn this on. And I'm just going to let it cook for 15 minutes. That's it. Okay, so it's been cooking for, we did 15 minutes, right? Yeah. So now we're going to check inside. And these are super tender, like falling apart, so I gotta be careful when I take it out. Let me just kind of toss it to your way. You can see it. But yeah, let me, first I'm gonna turn this off and unplug it. And then we are going to place it in a serving dish. So 1 second. So I gotta be real careful because like I said, they are pretty much falling apart. If you don't like yours to fall apart, you can cook it for less time. But I actually like mine like this. It smells so good, y'all. You can smell the clove and the ginger, the cinnamon. It smells so bomb. But I'm just gonna pour the syrup and the remaining pieces. Like I said, love it. Ooh. Oh my God. So bomb. It literally melted in my mouth, like, it's bomb. Bomb. So, needless to say, I will be making my yams in the Instant Pot this year. Bomb. Okay? Make sure you head over to my blog, iHeartRecipes.com, for the exact measurements. You can print it out from there. Also, be sure to check out my previous videos that I shared. I have rice dressing, cornbread dressing, and I also have a smoked turkey that will go amazing with this, okay? And if you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure that you subscribe and turn on those notifications. And I'm also on Instagram as well as Facebook. I do Instagram lives and I take requests. We pretty much kind of like vote on the, you know, recipes I need to do. So make sure you all follow me on Instagram so you can catch me on Instagram live. I thank you all for watching and I will see you soon.